Welcome back to Sunny Shale Gardens and the front yard makeover. We are working on this over 100-foot new flower bed that we installed earlier this year. And this flower bed is going to add a lot of curb appeal to an otherwise completely empty space. Here's a view on the front yard before we got started with this project earlier in the spring. It was a really big blank space on a steep slope. We decided to use the no-till method that uses cardboard to suppress weeds and a lot of rich mushroom compost. Because I was stuck on how to handle this garden space for, over 20 years, I finally broke down and went to my local garden center and had a pro create a plan. And I am so glad I finally took this step. This plan was exactly what I needed to get my creative juices flowing. So if you are stuck on how to design a space, it is okay to ask for help, whether the help is from a professional or just from a friend. Today I'm working on filling in this huge space with some evergreen interest. First thing is planting 3 of the 6 Pacific blue junipers. These get 10 to 18 inches tall and get 6 feet wide. And the plan has 3 of these junipers around each of the trees at each corner of the flower bed. So I am right where the red arrow is planting the junipers. And remember, because we are dealing with very rich clay soil in Zone 6B, plant evergreens high or watch them die. So that means that the top of the root ball, when I'm planting this into the ground, is going to be sticking up at least 1 inch to allow water to flow around the plant so it doesn't drown. And here are the 3 brand new evergreens planted in this location. And in a little bit, I'll show you where the other 3 junipers are planted around the other tree as well. Here is a view from down at the lower end of the plant bed looking up. Next thing I have to do is actually remove and replant this evergreen in the correct location. When I was looking at the plans, for some reason I planted this evergreen in the wrong spot. So I'm going to pop it out of the soil and plant it where it's supposed to go. And this is a better boxwood variety that is going to get about 5 feet tall and 4 feet wide, and is going to be in a pyramid shape. If you haven't done so already, please hit that red subscribe button down below. It really helps me out and just lets YouTube know that this is good content to share with other people who love to garden. Because I was trampling all over this garden bed, I had footprints and sinkholes everywhere because we have about 4 to 6 inches of compost on top of the native soil. So I wanted to go through and just rake out just a little bit just to kind of make it look a little better and not look like Bigfoot was tromping around in the flower bed. been following me for quite some time, you know that we do not have an irrigation system, and anything that I plant that year gets watered by hand. So I'm watering these plants in, and I will continue to give them water throughout the rest of the growing season. And then next year, they are not going to get any water from me other than natural rainwater. I'm going to fill in the hole real quickly where the better boxwood was planted incorrectly. This just took a second to fluff the dirt around and to cover that little hole back up. And here we have the correct location for the boxwood, and I think it's going to look so pretty once it grows up and really fills in. I love adding evergreen interest into the garden. It makes such an impact year-round. And here are the 3 big blue stem grasses that I planted. They get 5 to 6 feet tall and about 18 to 24 inches wide. And this is a blue deodar cedar that gets to be about 5 feet tall and 10 feet wide. Here's a Carl Forster grass, the other better boxwood, and the 3 junipers around the other large tree in the front garden. And yeah, I know the one doesn't look that great. I did add a viburnum called Spice Baby into this part of the bed, and if you remember in the drawing, the flower bed did not connect to this border bed along our driveway, but I decided they needed to be connected, so that allowed a little bit of additional creativity for me to add some more plants that are not even on the garden plan. I decided to plant my globosa spruce, which is a little blue spruce right here in this section. I got this blue spruce shrub on sale for $20. It was an amazing deal, and I love the pop of blue right along the front of this flower bed. This section of the garden is right along the road, so there is going to be high visibility of this space. And even though the border along the driveway is going to fade in the wintertime, this evergreen is going to give a really nice pop. When you're planting anything, you want to make sure that you are packing the soil in around the root ball to make sure that there's no air pockets. Quick rake of the mulch, and this plant is now good to go. I did actually water this one off camera. I am very happy. I love this plant, and I have wanted one of these for years, so this was a great addition to my garden. This little zinnia patch was an experiment. What I did before we laid the mulch down was I just took handfuls of seeds that I had saved from last season and sprinkled them all over the ground, and you can see they all popped up. They look so cute. Here's the view from the driveway. You can see the plants are a little bit higher initially, and then they step down so you can get a good view of the new flower bed. I definitely have a lot more to go in this flower bed, but I think I'm making really good progress, especially with the evergreen structure. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!